Hello, rich ones. Welcome to our space and to episode 7 in season 2 of the Hot Money Talks podcast. My name is Christine, the money mechanic, and I help you fix your finances. I am on a mission to equip Africa's younger population with adequate financial literacy, advice, and strategy so they can journey to financial freedom and live life purposefully on their own terms and to the fullest, because money is no more a barrier. I want you to live your best life. The Hot Money Talks podcast is a series of honest, open, and transparent money conversations that will guide you on your journey to financial freedom. Here on the podcast, we believe 100% that financial freedom is possible with the right set of knowledge, the right amount of time, and the right circle of people. Now, this week was Global Money Week, and today's episode will be focused on the theme of this year's celebration, which is protect your money, secure your future. Now, what exactly is the Global Money Week about? So the Global Money Week is aimed at improving the financial literacy of young people, right? And the ultimate goal of the campaign is just to ensure that, all children and young people have access to high quality financial education, which is supposed to lead them to taking smart financial decisions now and in the future. This year's theme is protect your money, secure your future. And the focus of this year's theme is to teach safe money management practices and also highlights the importance of adopting a responsible, informed approach to, one's finances, so that in essence your hard-earned money does not get lost or go to waste, because of Ponzi schemes and the likes. So the bottom line of this week's Global Money Week celebration is that if you must secure your future, then you must protect your money now. So today's discussion is just going to revolve around this theme, and I really hope you enjoyed the conversation. Like I actually enjoyed preparing for the conversation. So we'll begin by talking about what it means to protect something. So we'll talk about, some of the key words and use that to really come up with practical strategies to protect our money and ultimately secure our future. So when you say you want to protect something, where it's in essence you're trying to keep it safe, you're trying to preserve it, you're trying to shield it, you're trying to guard it. So let's apply it to our money. What does it mean to protect your money? It means to safeguard your money, to prevent it from loss, to preserve it, right? So we're talking about multiplication of your money and generational wealth, to ensure that your money is safe, right? Now, this is where I now ask the question, do you even have money to protect? Do you even have money to protect? Now, if you don't have money to protect, then this conversation will hardly make any sense to you, right? Because technically and realistically, you cannot protect what you do not have. But scratch that. Now, I don't want you to think of the term money here in terms of just physical cash alone. I want you to think of it in terms of wealth, in terms of assets and things of value that can be translated into cash because of their value, right? So this is where we now introduce the term wealth protection. What is wealth protection? So wealth protection has to do with, and I quote, wealth management strategies and tools that help individuals, families, and businesses protect their assets, such as cash. End of quote. Now, I got this definition from Infinity Financial Solutions Limited. Shout out to them. So this definition again buttresses the points I made earlier when I said that you cannot protect what you don't have. So my question to you now is, what do you have? Do you know your net worth? What are your assets? What are your liabilities? This is very crucial on your journey to financial freedom. In fact, this is a starting point. This is where you really know, where exactly am I on my journey? I remember that about 4 years ago or so, before I even started doing money mechanic work, I remember that I was really, really, in a messy place with my finances. I was in debt. I was in a lot of debt and I was struggling. And I remember that I was reading The Smart Money Woman. And I think in the first chapter, after the first chapter is done, she encourages you to calculate your net worth, to know what exactly are your assets, what are your liabilities. And I remember that the day I did that calculation, guys, I did not cry. I wept. Because that was when I understood that the things I thought were things of value, that I thought were assets, were not really assets, They were actually liabilities disguised as assets, but they were not. I had more liabilities than I had assets, right? And that was it was frightening for me. Honestly, it was really, really frightening for me. So I ask you the same question. Do you know your net worth? What assets do you really have? Do you really have things of value? Because the theme is talking about protecting your money. In other words, protecting your wealth. Do you even have wealth to protect? And if you don't, this is a red flag. You should really be worried right now. Moving on. Let's talk about what it means to secure your future. Now, to secure something means to procure, or to obtain, to keep safe and to protect, which is what we're focusing on, to free from danger or harm, or to protect from unauthorized access. So in other words, to secure your future means to ensure that your future is safe. In this context, financially and otherwise. And I added otherwise because your finances actually affect other areas of your life. So if you're secure financially, your health is secure because you'd have access to good health care, right? Your housing is secure. You'd be able to, have a roof over your head, live comfortably, and so many other things. So when you secure your future financially, you're also securing other areas of your life. As I was, thinking through the definitions of protect and secure, it hit me that if something is to be protected or secured, then it means that that thing is under some kind of attack. And it made me ask myself, does this mean that my money is under attack? The answer is yes. Your money is under attack. Now, what are the things that are attacking your money? We have Ponzi schemes, scams, fraud. We have debt. We have your bad behavior, also known as bad money habits, inflation and all the economic wahala. We have emergencies and uncertainty. We have black tax. Now, your money is daily and constantly under attack from one or all or either or two or three of these things I have listed out. This is why you must protect your money. Now, protecting your money and securing your future, they go hand in hand. If you do the former, that's if you make the effort to protect your money, you will enjoy the latter. If you want to enjoy the latter, which is securing your future, then you have to do the former. You cannot have one without the other. So this is what I'd like to call a double-edged sword. Now, protecting your money is where you actually do the work. This is where the seeds are planted and cultivation takes place, right? Now, harvest time comes after, the planting season and the cultivation season comes harvest time. I know that harvest time is sweet, right? It's the time where you sit back and you reap what you have sown, literally, right? But you see that before harvest time, there is a season of working, of planting, of cultivating, of ensuring that things are going well. It is a pointer that success does not happen overnight. So when you see rich and wealthy people enjoying their wealth and you are pained or you are shocked, ask them what they did behind the scenes. Ask them about their planting season. Ask them. You will find out that the process to secure their future did not start today. unless their money is not legit, or unless they were just born into money. Any person who had a hand in building their wealth will tell you that success does not happen overnight. So this is very crucial and points us to the fact that there is a process to actually securing your future. And it starts now. Now, how can you protect your money in order to secure your future? I'd like to share with us some practical strategies that will help us to protect our money now in order to secure our future. The very first thing is to know where you are. So this is very important because before you know where you're going to, you have to know where you are. That was why I talked about the whole knowing your net worth thing, because it's very important for you to know what exactly is at stake right now. Like, what exactly is the color of my problem? Okay, I need to know where I am, okay, so that will now inform where I am going to, right? So where are you right now on your financial journey? Are you struggling with debt? Or is it that you don't have a savings habit, or you don't even have a source of income, or you've been saving, you've been using a budget, you're not in debt, but you have no investments, which means your money is not multiplying, right? Where are you right now on your journey? Then the second thing is know where you're going. This is where you now talk about having a vision, right? Setting goals, having a financial plan. You must understand that you cannot attain a future that you did not plan for. Remember, I said earlier that success does not happen overnight. So do not think that you just wake up a success. No, you actually plan and work towards the success that you desire. So when you know where you are, you must know where you are going. Then thirdly, pay yourself first. Now this is where it is important to save. I believe that you are the first bill in your life. You are the first bill in your life. So before you pay your landlord, before you pay the tricycle rider, before you pay the hairdresser, the barber, before you pay your tailor, before you pay your children's school, before you pay any other person, you must pay yourself first. Have an emergency fund. Ensure that you are setting money aside, not just for now, but for emergencies and uncertainties that may come your way. Because life is full of emergencies. It's just a part of life. And one important thing also you must understand is that saving is actually mastered with intentionality and consistency. So intentionality is, I will save no matter what. Come rain, come sunshine, I will save. Even if I had to sacrifice this and this and this, I will save. That's intentionality. Then consistency is, I will save this amount of money consistently for 30 days, for 1 year, for 6 months, for 5 years. That is consistency. And these two things are the keys to saving. Now, one important thing also that you must note is, don't fall into the trap of saving to spend. Save to build. And I'm not talking about saving to build a house. It falls under it, obviously. But save to build in the sense that, okay, let me make this clearer. Most of us save to spend in the sense that we see something we like. So we see a pair of shoes that we like. And so we save. Then we buy the pair of shoes. Then that's it. We're back to being broke and empty and without money, right? Saving to build is understanding that you are not just saving to meet your immediate needs right now. You are saving to meet your goals. You are saving to invest, in the future, to, create a structure where your money is growing and it's working for you, right? That is what saving to build actually means. And that should be the mindset of each and every one of us when it comes to saving. Now, the next way to protect your money is to have a plan for your money. I can't stress this enough, right? If you don't have a plan for your money, it will get lost. Facts, right? And the only way that you can have a plan for your money is by using a budget. Now, remember we're talking about, some of the ways that our money is under attack, and we said black tax is one of those ways. Now, budgeting will help you combat black tax in a way. How? Because with budgeting, you are now able to put your family in your plan. Now, I know this can be tough to really, really practicalize, especially, at the beginning. But if you are consistent and really determined to also work towards your goals, you would now realize that budgeting is just the best way to deal with black tax, or one of the best ways to deal with black tax, right? So including your family in your budget. But this is not just about black tax alone. This is about your entire, financial life. You must learn to consistently plan for your money. So don't spend your money without a plan. Don't use your money without a plan. Once money comes into your hand, take a few moments. Think through your needs. Think through your wants. Think through the things that you need to do with money right now, and ensure that you are using a plan for your spending. The 5th tip is to avoid bad debt, right? I'm not going to say avoid debt. I would say avoid bad debt, because there is good debt, right? And good debt is what rich and wealthy people actually leverage on to actually expand on their wealth, right? But I'm focusing on bad debt because that's what most of us who are still struggling to build, our financial life, that's what we're struggling with, bad debt. So bad debt is where you take money to fund your lifestyle. So you're not exactly using that money to maybe expand your business or start a business or something, or to make more money. Essentially, you're borrowing money to buy wedding ashrebi. You're borrowing money to go on vacation so that you can you can get you can also get approval from your friends. You're borrowing money to live a life that you cannot afford on a normal day. Avoid it, because this just slows you down and you're unable to really build sustainable wealth if you keep falling into bad debt. It's a trap. In all honesty, debt is really a trap. Okay. So strategy number 6 is to have a source of income. You see, when all is said and done, we're talking about protecting your money. Remember, we said you really cannot protect what you don't have. So it really, really starts from the making of money, right? You need to have a source of income, and income comes in 2 main forms. Active income, which is what you get from the work that you actually do. It could be your salary, it could be money from your business, your active income, right? And you use this to pay bills, use it to save, right, for emergencies, and also to save to invest. Then you should now aim to have passive income. Passive income is now money from your active income that you now put into investments that now give you income on a passive basis. So this is essentially what they call making money while you sleep, right? This is how you actually build wealth. So you can't build wealth from your salary alone. Like if you're just depending on your salary alone, you don't do anything else with your salary, right? You can't also build wealth from saving alone. It's great to have a salary, but you need to turn that salary into passive income. It needs to be working for you, right? And very importantly, if you want to build wealth. 7th on my list is multiplying your money through investing, right? This is very, very critical, because like we said, you don't save your way to wealth, you actually invest your way to wealth, right? So you must aim to invest your money. This is one way to really, really protect your money, because investing also helps you to combat inflation. I remember we said that inflation is one of the things that attacks your money on a daily basis. So investing, in the right, kinds of investments can also hedge your money against inflation. Also, helps you to multiply your money, right? So your active income can only make you so much, but investing gives you, passive income gives you, wings to fly, literally. Now, when it comes to investing, remember that it's important not to put all your eggs in one basket. So it is important to diversify your investments, right? And then also, when you're investing, don't invest without knowledge and without research. That's a very, very costly mistake to make when it comes to investing. Knowledge will make you money, and knowledge will also save you money. It is knowledge that will help you to identify a Ponzi scheme. It is also knowledge that will help you to identify a legit investment. So don't joke with knowledge and research when it comes to investing. It is better you take a longer time researching and getting knowledge, right, that will save you money and also make you money, than just rushing into a so-called investment that ends up being a Ponzi scheme. Number 8 strategy is to get insurance. So get insurance for your health, get insurance for your property. I know that this is not something that is very common around us here in Nigeria, right? But it is so crucial. It is so crucial. I gifted myself health insurance, earlier this year, right? And, I feel, I just feel like I'm doing something right, because I have seen where people have paid like 8 times or 10 times lesser than they would have actually paid simply because they had health insurance, right? So I know it's great to say, oh, Jesus is my insurance, oh, God is my insurance, but he's also giving us a brain, right? And giving us wisdom to do what is right, and insurance is very, very important. Get health insurance, because you see, health insurance is so important, because when all is said and done, if you're not in good health, how do you enjoy the wealth you have struggled so much to make? Like, how? No be person where they are alive with a chop money, right? So this is very, very crucial. Okay, you need to take care of yourself. So get insurance. And then number 9, have a plan for when you die. I know death is something people don't like to talk about, but the truth is we're all gonna die. And for me, I've made my peace with that. Like, to be honest, death doesn't scare me, because we're going to die. If it's not today, it could be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it could be next week. But everybody's gonna die. And the earlier we make our peace with it, the better, right? So that you can actually plan for it. Because many times you see people, in bid to avoid the topic of death, they spend their life building wealth, and then after they die, the wealth just gets messy, like gets messed up, because there was no plan for it, there was no direction, right? And so the wealth doesn't even go to the right people and all. When you prepare for your death, you write a will, right? You are able to leave a legacy and actually protect the wealth that you have worked so hard to build in your lifetime. So take this very, very seriously. As you begin to work towards gaining assets and all, think about the fact that you're going to die one day, and you should actually have a plan for it. The 10th and final strategy is to keep learning about your finances. I said this earlier, knowledge will give you money, and it will also save you money. So don't take financial literacy for granted. No way. Read books, listen to podcasts like the Hot Money Talks podcast, follow coaches like the Money Mechanic, like Wealth Motley, who we had on the show, in the last episode, and so many other amazing coaches, that there are out there. Ensure that you are learning. Ensure that you are learning about your finances. The learning never really stops, right? So keep on learning about your finances. I'd like to end today's episode by reading 2 scripture verses to us, right? So Proverbs 31 verse 25b says, and I quote, "She laughs with no fear of the future." Of course, this is just an excerpt out of an entire chapter, but if you know what this chapter in Proverbs is about, it's about the virtuous woman, right? And, how industrious she was, and, how she invested, and all, how she built wealth. The only way that she could be so confident so as to laugh with no fear of the future is because she had secured it way ahead of time. And I think that that's a great lesson for us to learn. And the second verse I'd just like to read is Proverbs 10, verse 4-5, which says, and I quote, "Lazy people are soon poor, hard workers get rich. A wise youth works hard all summer. A youth who sleeps away opportunity brings shame." End of quote. To everyone who's listening to me, especially if you're young like me, I'd like you to know that this, right? You're young, I mean your youth. Your youth is your summer. Don't waste it. And you will not be young forever. As much as I know we want to be able to sing forever young, I want to be forever young, right? You're sure not going to be forever young. Sorry to bust your bubble. So don't waste your summer, right? Don't waste it. Use it to protect your money so that you can secure your future. Dear listener, you must know that securing your future starts now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Hot Money Talks podcast. If you have listened to this point, then it means you have gotten value. Don't keep it to yourself. Go ahead and share the link to this episode with someone who you want to see win with their finances this year and beyond. It would mean the world to me if you took a few minutes to leave me a review in the comment section of this podcast so that others can see your endorsements and join the community of listeners who enjoy this podcast on a weekly basis. Don't forget that new episodes of the Hot Money Talks podcast drop every Saturday, and you can listen to them on your favorite podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Subscribe and follow the show on either of these platforms so that you are notified whenever an episode is released. Recommendations are powerful, so please tell your friends and family about this podcast so we can go on this journey together. To connect with me on other platforms, do well to follow The Money Mechanic at The Money Mechanic page on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I hope most importantly that you will take action on your finances today. Sending you love, light, and a sprinkle of money in between.